An easy way to set up an environment that will let you learn secure shell is by using virtualization software like VirtualBox. VirtualBox is maintained by Oracle and is free and available to Windows, Linux, or Mac OS X users. That should cover anyone taking this course. You can download it at virtualbox.org. Virtualization software lets you run an operating system within an operating system. The operating system you will run inside VirtualBox is called a virtual machine or VM. You can download an ISO image of Ubuntu Linux desktop or server. I'll leave that choice up to you. For use in this course, you'll really only need one virtual machine to connect to, and you'll connect from your host. You can set all of this up for free, so please give it a try. You'll see how to install VirtualBox on Windows and Mac OS X in the next lesson. The process is very similar for installing on Linux. Don't worry if you've never been exposed to virtualization before and this doesn't make sense to you right now. You'll understand as you proceed through the lessons. Even if you plan to install directly to hardware eventually, please consider learning VirtualBox, as understanding VirtualBox can help you in the future whether you're a home user or an IT professional. See you in the next lesson. In this course, you'll learn how to connect to a Linux system using SSH. The Linux system you'll connect to will be a virtual machine running on VirtualBox. So what is VirtualBox? It's free software that lets you run multiple operating systems within an application on your existing computer. It's available for Windows, Mac OS X, Linux, and Solaris. That covers any operating system you're likely to be using. Once you've tried a virtual environment, installing on hardware seems slow and painful. Many server infrastructures are virtualized, running on VMware ESXi, Microsoft Hyper-V, or are in the cloud on Amazon Web Services, DigitalOcean, or a similar provider. Taking a moment now to learn VirtualBox increases your options for trying new operating systems and practicing new things yourself, and can make using virtualization software at work more understandable. The operating system you installed the downloaded VirtualBox software to is called the host. The systems you install are called virtual machines or guests. Virtual machines are often abbreviated as VMs. So let's get VirtualBox installed. Download the appropriate package for your operating system from virtualbox.org/wiki/downloads. Once it's downloaded, browse to the file. It will probably be in your Downloads folder unless you typically download to another location or moved it. I'm showing the steps for Mac OS X here, but it will be similar for other operating systems. For Mac OS X, double-click on the VirtualBox DMG file to start the installation process. Your Mac will verify the integrity of the downloaded file. The VirtualBox installation window will open. Double-click on the virtualbox.pkg file. Your system will verify the integrity of the virtualbox.pkg file. A window will open asking you to run a program to determine if the software can be installed. Click on Continue to continue the installation. In the Install Oracle VM VirtualBox window, click on Continue. Enter your username and password if prompted, then click Install Software. If the installation was successful, click on Close to close the installer window. Under number 2 in the VirtualBox window, double-click on the Applications folder to open it and browse to VirtualBox. Double-click on VirtualBox to launch it. You can also launch it from Launchpad. For Windows, double-click the executable you downloaded and follow the default installation prompts. Then open it as you would any other application. On a Windows install, consider right-clicking the downloaded executable and installing it as administrator. I haven't had it happen myself, but I had one student report a grayed out permission when he was trying to select a certain network setting. Installing as administrator will minimize your chances of encountering this error. You'll see how to install new virtual machines and work with them in upcoming lessons. The files you'll need to install Ubuntu are commonly assembled into a package called an ISO image. ISO images are packaged in a way that they would be if they were put onto an optical disc such as a CD, DVD, or Blu-ray. ISO stands for International Standards Organization. It's the body that comes up with all kinds of standards, including the file system format for optical discs. That's ISO 9660 in case you're remotely interested. It may also contain other files commonly used by DVDs and Blu-ray discs. The nice thing about an operating system that has been packaged in such a way is that you can boot to it and install the operating system from it. Another nice thing about ISO images is that they do not have to be put onto an optical disc to be usable. You can fool your computer into believing it's loading from an optical disc when it's actually loading from the downloaded image file directly or from a USB device. To download the image, go to www.ubuntu.com/server/download. Click on the big download link for the latest version of long-term support or LTS Ubuntu server. As I write this, it's 18.04.1, but when you download it, it may be 18.04. something, or if you download after April of 2020, it'll be 20.04. something. And it's downloading a file called ubuntu-18.04.1.0-live-server-amd64.iso. This CR download will go away when the download is complete. It's downloading it to my downloads folder. This behavior should be similar whatever operating system you're using. Just make sure you know where the downloads go when you normally download things. The image is fairly large. It's about 812 megabytes, so it may take quite a while to download depending on your internet speed. Over an hour for my horrible internet connection. Be patient and let the download complete. You'll then have the ISO file you'll need for upcoming lessons.